Matplotlib to show or not to show? That's the question. Last function to call before publishing our chart is plt.show. Short answer is that the show function displays the figure that we have been preparing and configuring in the previous code. However, the show function does a lot under the hood with the backend layer. It starts an event loop that looks for all currently active figure and pertained axes and opens one or more windows to display your figure or figures. Before explaining further about what this function does and if we really need it or not, we need to understand what is the Matplotlib interactive mode. Matplotlib interactive mode mainly answers two questions: whether and when plotting to the screen occurs and whether the script or shell session continues after a plot is drawn on the screen. And to understand what I'm talking about here, let me show to you that comparison between the two modes, the non-interactive mode and the interactive mode. When we run our code within a script IDE like Python, Shell, or VS Code, the non-interactive mode is the default. On the other hand, interactive mode is by default activated in IPython, Shell, and its sister Jupyter Notebook. Now they have also the Jupyter Lab as well. Okay, in non-interactive mode, drawing and rendering the figure will be delayed till the show function is called. That's why it has to be at the very end of our code. While in the interactive mode, the plt.plot function will draw the figure immediately and further commands can be run to update the plot. We may need to use the plt.draw function as well, since some changes are not drawn automatically. Here, it's worth to mention that the non-interactive mode should be more efficient than redrawing the plot each time a line in the script adds a new feature. Also, in the interactive mode, the show function displays all the figures and then blocks the rest of the code line's execution until the figure have been closed. In contrast, interactive mode has no effect. However, we might use block argument within the show function to override the blocking behavior. Finally, the plt.show function is required for the non-interactive mode definitely, and it is not required at all for the interactive mode. One more thing to be aware of, that once you figure your chart and associated axes, the plt.show function should be used only once. Further calls will not draw anything since there is no active figure still available in the second call. Thus, you need to replot your figure before showing it again. We will see that in the code.